This is the AM News. Many thanks for your time. Now, Joy News is learning that attempts to broker a truce between the NDC and the NPP sides in Parliament before this morning's make or break sitting have hit a snag. Some eminent Ghanaians have been trying to mediate, but Joy News understands that both sides are entrenched in the belief that they hold the majority in the House, setting the stage for a potentially explosive sitting later today. Parliament issued a statement on security measures ahead of today's sitting. Here's more. According to the statement, all MPs, staff and members of the press will be screened thoroughly before the entry into the chamber. Bodyguards of MPs will not be permitted in the chamber. Vehicles will not be allowed to park around the Grand Arena, and that is a precinct of the AICC. And the Ghana Police Service will provide directions to the designated drop-off zone. MPs are requested to wear their parliamentary identification tags. Access to the chamber will be from 8 o'clock, and the public will not be allowed to access the public gallery until further notice. Respectfully, counting on the cooperation of all. And these are just measures to ensure that security is beefed up ahead of today's meeting as Parliament resumes sitting at AICC. In other stories, it's been 2 weeks since organized labor, led by the Trades Union Congress, called off its planned demonstration to push President Akufo-Addo into taking decisive action on the Galamsey menace. Organized labor, after an assurance from the government, including the promise to repeal Legislative Instrument 2462, decided to give the government time to deal with the menace. Now, we know the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, in collaboration with the security agencies and regional ministers, sent security men to crack the whip. But tonight, this morning, the question we asked 2 weeks on is, what does organized labor make of the government's efforts so far? First, here is a news desk report on the events leading to the labor's final decision to back down.
Our strike remains unchanged.
That was the clarion call by organized labor pressuring government to stamp out the menace of illegal mining that had ravaged forests, reserves and water bodies. They mirrored the nation's anger, signaling that they were unprepared to back down until the following demands were met.
The government will collaborate with organized labor and the stakeholders in the fight against Galamsey. Number two, the government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes this month to revoke the Mining and Forest Reserve Regulation 2023 LI 2462. Again, government would ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly prohibiting the mining in water bodies and forest areas.
However, the demonstration, which was widely anticipated, was suspended just a day before its start. Labour leaders announced that they had received assurances from government that it would address their list of demands. Chief among them would be the repeal of the Legislative Instrument 2462, which legalizes mining in forest reserves.
Following this meeting, government offered enhanced and time-bound measures in respect of our demands and the fight against illegal mining. Organized labor has therefore decided to suspend the intended strike action. We are calling all workers to report for work on 10th of October 2024.
But the crux in labor was deep. UTAG was livid about the turn of events, insisting that it was a wrong move. After those teetering 2 weeks, it appears that government's promises have not been fully realized. While some action has been taken, such as the deployment of military personnel to known Galamsey hotspots, these measures seem far from comprehensive. But the real question is, where is organized labor? Have they gone to sleep?
Still on the matter, Parliament has also yet to begin any step to repeal that LI 2462, which allows for mining in forest reserves. Listen to Majority Leader, or should I say Minority Leader, Alexander Penyo-Markin, when he spoke to the media in Parliament last week.
Matters that come to Parliament will be dealt with. I mean, I would check on the instrument, but I've been finding out when it comes to enactment, we have the power of revocation through repeal and all. I'm still learning whether subsidiary law would require any action by Parliament when same is being revoked. We still learn. The law is always at large, so I'm still trying to research on whether executive instruments or legislative instruments will come and all. But I'm sure bringing it to Parliament, I don't know, but we'll check it. Yeah. So if it comes and it's a matter of we doing revocation, what procedure and all would also be looked at. So you'll get to be updated on that.
In other stories, leader of Movements for Change and independent presidential candidate Alan Kyerematen has completed a 19-day tour of the Ashanti region where he interacted with thousands of people and outlined his vision for a transformed Ghana. Mr. Kyerematen, during his engagement with voters, outlined his economic transformation agenda, which he believes will create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and improve the standard of living of Ghanaians. He has reiterated the need to break the NDC-NPP duopoly for economic transformation. Nana Boakye-Adom has a wrap of the tour.
Alan Kyerematen started the tour of the Ashanti region by introducing his running mates to the Asantehene Otumfuo Tutu II. The independent presidential candidate engaged various groups including CSOs, market women and sympathizers. He wrapped up the tour with the Afafranto Mega Walk in Kumasi, where he reiterated his commitment to transforming the economy if elected president. If someone promises to arrest the city, we want to hear of how they will do it, not manifesto policies, which cannot be tracked.
We want action. Alan Kyerematen, I have produced the first master blueprint for the development of Ghana.
According to Mr. Kyerematen, there is a need to break the MPP and NDC duopoly in the December 7 general election. Ghanaians want change. They want total change. And Alan is the change. NDC and NPP, after 32 years, have destroyed our economy.
32 years,
The tour of the Ashanti region, according to his team, is successful and necessary as it may help secure enough votes from the region to win the presidential election. For Joy News, Nana Boakye-Adom, Kumasi.
In more election stories, youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party in Ejura constituency, Abdul Rahman Hudu, has sustained injuries to his head and back in alleged assault on live radio. A video in circulation captures the NPP youth organizer attempting to defend himself after being attacked by a co-panelist of the National Democratic Congress, Osman Abubakar Sadiq. Police in Ejura municipality invited the suspect after the filing of an official complaint. Nana Yao Jima tells us more in this report.
The NPP youth organizer for the Ejura constituency, Abdul Rahman Hudu, claims the co-panelist used a pen to inflict a wound in his face. Speaking to Joy News, he claims to have been punched in the face and parts of the body. He further alleged the suspect hit his back with an object, a pain he continues to feel. Hudu refused to grant a recorded interview, but says he is pained all over his body. Former communications director of the NPP, Adomako Befi, says the NPP has taken notice of pockets of violence being perpetrated in some constituencies against NPP members.
We are not in a brutal state. It's about the law. So the law will take its own course. But as I rightly say that, there is a limit to human endurance. As they are doing this, you shouldn't lose sight of the fact that these people, they have developed this penchant or to notoriety for arrogance, for aggression, for violence.
Meanwhile, the suspect was invited by the police on Saturday for a statement to be taken as part of investigations. Joy News sources revealed the police at the Ashanti Regional Command are moving to take over the matter. For Joy News, Nanaya Jima, Kumasi.
Moving on, flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mamudu Bawumia, is this morning promising to tackle Ghana's unemployment rate with a job creation agenda through his government's Buy Ghana First policy. Now, according to him, this policy will be backed by law and government agencies will be bound by law to buy from companies in Ghana. We'll hear from him shortly. But first, here is Togbi Kokroko Ananse Tikriku, the 13th acting paramount chief of the Japon traditional area, pleading with Dr. Mamudu Bawumia to do all he can to revamp the Volta Star Textiles factory when he's elected president.
Your Excellency, as you continue your campaign and prepare to lead our great nation, we wish to assure you of the support and prayers of the chiefs and people of North. We are confident that your leadership will bring about a new chapter of progress and development for our region, ensuring that North Togo becomes a significant contributor to Ghana's national prosperity. We know that you are no stranger to the challenges facing this business, and we trust that as you seek the highest office in the land, North Togo will remain a priority in your plans for a more inclusive and prosperous Ghana.
We can now hear from Dr. Mamudu Bawumia, who says his Buy Ghana First policy will provide solution for all manufacturing companies in Ghana.
I have a policy to support all Ghanaian manufacturers. And that policy is the Buy Ghana First policy. I'm going to back it with law. Buy Ghana First policy. Which means that for all the things that government buys, and government buys a lot, the law will require that you buy Ghana first. If there is a company making that product in Ghana, you have to first source that particular product from the Ghanaian company. And if we are not able to produce it in Ghana, that is the only time you are allowed to look outside to buy that good. And I believe that if we do the Buy Ghana First policy, companies like the Volta Star Textiles will survive.
South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Jeanette Grace Masson, is recommending a collaboration between Ghana and South Africa to create a linkage between Robben Island in South Africa and Cape Coast Castle in Ghana. She says this will project the historical importance of both landmarks, particularly in the context of global history of slavery and colonialism. Speaking at a corporate engagement event organized by South Africa Tourism, she said she was excited that South African Airways will be adding a fourth flight on the Johannesburg-Accra route due to the growing number of travelers between the two countries. And this expansion is expected to further strengthen tourism and business ties between South Africa and Ghana. Maxwell Agbagba reports.
The South African Tourism West Africa Corporate Engagement is a strategic platform which provides a unique opportunity for Ghanaian businesses to meet, network, negotiate and conduct business with their counterpart from South Africa. The platform also provides an exceptional opportunity for corporate travel managers, airlines, corporate travel agents, as well as other social groups, example polo and golf clubs, to extract customized travel deals for their respective organizations. Speaking at the event, South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Jeanette Grace Masson, said there can be collaborations between Robben Islands of South Africa and Cape Coast in Ghana. This, she said, is largely due to the similarities in the history of the two tourist destinations.
But these are opportunities that we can leverage on. Robben Island, over and above, we have here an opportunity also to see how we can collaborate between Robben Island and Cape Coast, because the history at Cape Coast is intertwined with what we want to showcase, and maybe we can even bring skills transfer and how we can also use that as an opportunity to leverage on. And those are things that we can look at essentially if we want to leverage on the opportunities that we have.
She says South Africa Airways will be including a fourth flight on the Johannesburg-Accra route as a result of the increase in numbers between Ghana and South Africa.
And I say to you, congratulations that you are even including a fourth leg, and I urge you to get a fourth leg, essentially because the flight that leaves Johannesburg on a Saturday, because of the new times, leaves at 10 from Johannesburg. And I know that because we want people to explore South Africa and all provinces.
Regional Head of South African Tourism, Tekiso Rakolojani, urged various businesses and individuals to take advantage of the platform to market their businesses.
We have the national responsibility of looking after both Nigeria and Ghana, which constitutes the West Africa hub, and ours is a very clear mandate. We are to engage in these two particular countries to encourage people in those countries to come visit our country as a tourist destination. And this morning we are gathered to engage specifically around a sector in our tourism value chain that we would like to engage with you, which is around our MICE offerings. MICE offering being meetings, incentives, conferences, as well as special events. So those of you that are in that space, whether you're in the golfing, polo, boating, whatever specialist industry you are in, we've got
Now, the energy of the last contest for the 1/8 stage of the National Science and Math Quiz was high. But Ghana National College stayed cool under pressure, dominating with smart answers and quick thinking. Despite that tough competition from St. Louis Senior High School, who were hoping to make another deep run, and a determined Archbishop Potter girls, Ghana National was in a league of their own, claiming victory with 56 marks and proceeding to the quarterfinal stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Here's more.
The last contest for the day just ended with Ghana National College sailing through to the quarterfinal stage. They won this contest with 56 points. Well, you told me you were going to lead, giving them a gap of 20, and it was more than that. How do you feel?
I feel so excited. You know, Ghana National College is a school that is very promising, and I told them that we gave the Inquetia Presby a 20-point margin, and at the end of today's contest, we're giving them 21-point margin. I feel so excited, and I know that going forward at the quarterfinal stage, we are also going to make it a point.
Okay, all right. How are you feeling right now?
I feel very excited that this time to God has granted unto us the victory. And then our message for the other schools is simple: we are coming.
We are coming, eh?
We are coming. I'm so happy.
Well, sorry, you were saying something.
Yes, before you go, one message that I want to give to those out there is that Ghana National College was named Ghana before the country Ghana. And we are the only college for the country Ghana. And we are hosting this contest and we are winning for this year. No college. We are the college and we are against senior high schools. Yes. That is Osajifu's own school. Osajifu's own school. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's own school.
Let me speak to some of your students. Guys, kindly join me here. Come, join me. Now, you are moving to the quarterfinal stage where other schools, you're likely to meet Presec, Legon, and other schools. But then, OWAS, I'm pretty sure you are meeting OWAS in this contest. What do you have to tell them?
You know, like, we are not afraid of any school.
Because in the second round, they had roughly like around 48 points.
But, you know, we are taking a victory home. That's it. Yeah, we are going to win them.
Winning hands down.
We are winning, yeah, hands down.
So a message to Opoku.
We are not afraid of them. They should know that. We are winning. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to tell Opoku School is that they are about meeting Ghana National College. That is Osajifu's own school. The school that was named Ghana before the country Ghana. The college that has won today's contest. That they should watch out for Ghana National College and that we are going to give them the same margin we gave to the 2 girls' schools. Thank you.
You've heard from the students from Ghana
From that jubilation from Osajifo's own school, let's get into our business update now with Benjamin Akakpo.
Well, thank you for staying for business. And in our first story, Ghana's monetary policy rate of 27% is the highest in Africa, the World Bank has revealed. In its latest October 2024 Africa Pulse report, the World Bank said the Bank of Ghana and other central banks had kept interest rates higher to anchor inflation expectations properly and secure a smoother path to their inflationary targets. There's more in this report.
According to the World Bank, central banks in countries that still have double-digit inflation and weakened domestic currencies such as Angola, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone will keep monetary policy rates higher for longer, and in fewer cases, they may increase their policy rates, particularly in countries where inflation rates still have not peaked. Broadly, currency weaknesses, slow fiscal adjustment, and cost pressures are among the factors driving countries like Ghana to keep a tighter stance for a longer period. For instance, it said Ethiopia, Ghana, and Nigeria are among the worst performing in Africa this year, and their currencies continue weakening while demand for foreign exchange remains pressing.
Now, experts are urging greater private sector involvement in skills development and technical and vocational education and training in Ghana. Chairperson for the Sector Skills Committee, Ghana, Constance Swanika, stated that the private sector's participation in TVET was essential for aligning training programs with industry needs. She spoke at the Africa Skills Week.
Well, the role of private sector is very crucial to skills development in the country. I think one of the key conversations around how do we deepen collaboration between private sector and the public sector is one of the things that we discussed. We also discussed the role of work experience learning and how to get more private sector companies and actors involved in the whole conversations around TVET. I think one of the key questions we asked was around collaborations. How do we encourage private sector to see the benefits of encouraging young people to have access to work experience learning? And there was also the conversation around what the benefits would be for private sector. I think overall it was a good conversation. We all understand that there's a lot of gaps, but at the same time, a lot of inroads have been made. As a private sector person myself, I'm very passionate about ensuring that young people are well transitioned into the world of work, because after all, at the end of the day, this is labor force that will be working for us. And so our role also to deepen the conversations around TVET cannot also be completed if industries would also get involved as well.
Well, it's a wrap for business, also a wrap for the news this morning. But stay with us shortly. We'll be joined by Kojo Poku, an energy analyst, and, of course, Wisdom Dugbe, a financial analyst, for the news review. Stay. We'll be right back.